Good afternoon, everyone. See, again and again, I'm telling you, you're not understanding the problems of the faculty. You're only just thinking from your end, your convenience. You're taking. You're so narrow-minded. Your thinking is so narrow-minded. Even after repeatedly saying you, please join before I start the class. That is by 12 p.m. I am asking you to join the class. I have sent the link in the WhatsApp group half an hour before. So many have viewed the message, but they didn't bother to join the class. I'm not asking you to be present from 11:30 onwards. You just join the class. Then you can later you can go and look after your work. Or else, if you are having any other class at that moment, at least 10 minutes before you are having gap between one class and another class. 15 minutes gap you are having, right? So when you're having a 15 minutes gap, soon after you complete the previous class, why don't you look at the message in the WhatsApp and click on that link and join it? See, you're not understanding the problem that I am facing practically. If because you are outsider, that means you don't have a VJT Gmail ID, and we are conducting these classes using VJT G Suite. If I have to admit you all of you into the class, for each and every student, whenever you click on the link join and ask to join, I have to click on an option here. I'll get dismiss and admit for your from your email. I have to click on admit. So how many admits I have to click? If 60 students are joining, then I have to click 60 times admit, admit, admit. So if I start it at least 10 minutes before that, and if I click it at least 5 to 10 admits within a minute, then by the time it becomes 12, I'll be able to admit everyone. But you people, what you're trying to do is you're taking things for granted and you're coming at 12 p.m. and requesting me to join. So by the time it becomes 12 p.m., I would start the class and I'll be starting with whoever has been admitted into the class, and I'll be starting to deliver the lecture. And in between, some people will be coming and trying to join the class. So I have to again switch my screen, go to another uh, screen, and click on admit button like this. I hope you are able to see on the screen. I'm sharing the screen on my to you, right? So for this, I have to waste at least 5 to 10 minutes. And even after repeatedly saying this for so many times, you people are repeating the same thing. So now I'm going to start delivering the lecture. Once I start delivering the lecture, I'm not going to admit anyone and I'll mark absent for you. For your convenience, I'm also streaming it in on YouTube and sharing that link. So when everything is coming to your hand, you need not go anywhere. You're sitting at home and listening to the classes online. So you're getting so lazy, I think. So too much of laziness is not good for health. Remember, keep this in mind. Everything happens automatically with an artificial intelligence. Your body organs will not work properly after some days. I'm saying it seriously. I'll be harsh. I'm straightforward, but I'll be very careful when I'm using my words. I don't use bad words, and I don't refer to you all with "are ore" like this. I don't call. I call you with your names. I'll remember all your names. Unfortunately, it is online classes. If it was offline classes, by now I would have remembered each and every one faces and names also, because it's almost 3 weeks completed since the classes commenced. So don't repeat this again. So out of 61, only 46 are present now. So remaining 15, sometime later they are going to join. If one or the other day, if some for some genuine reason, if you're one or two people are coming and joining in that way, that is okay. But everyone is joining after 12 p.m. Till 12 p.m. only hardly 10 people have joined. So the remaining 40 people have to keep on clicking on admit, 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 admit after I start the class. Imagine if you are in my position, how would you feel? That is what I'm asking you to think from my end. Just don't think from your end. Take it for granted. Everything. Understand the pain of others. Be broad-minded. Don't be so much narrow-minded. And if at all, if you're having any network issues, if you're staying somewhere in remote places, you would not be joining even now. Also, you'll be facing trouble in joining the class. And if you are having any such problem, let me know during non-working hours. Then I'll consider you. But everyone is doing the same way. What does it mean? So so much of negligence, irresponsibility, and you are in final year, and you are going to get placed within a few months. And if this is your attitude, nobody will recruit you into their company. Even if they recruit by chance, after you'll not be staying for much time in the industry. Change your attitudes and mindset. Everything matters. HR will not just technical people will focus on your technical skills, but HR will focus on your attitude and your character. Till now, I have been telling you politely all these days, but no, from now onwards, if you repeat this, I am not going to be polite to you. So, what was the last topic that we were discussing? Can someone please text me the topic that we were discussing in the last class? I don't remember exactly where we stopped. Please let me know. Someone respond, please. Prem Sai, ఎక్కడి వరకు అయింది లాస్ట్ క్లాస్? Okay, we have done only up to form tags. Fine. Okay. So I said I'll be starting cascading style sheets. Did I complete that form tags or okay, fine. So now today we are going to see a new topic called cascading style sheets. This is actually part of second unit. So in short, what is this called as CSS? So let me tell you what is this CSS first of all. Cascading style sheets are used to create styles. So they are used for what? They are used for creating styles. What do you mean by styles? Styles allow us to make HTML pages, HTML documents look more attractive. And so what is a CSS means? CSS is used for creating styles, and styles, what they do is they'll allow us to make HTML documents look more attractive. So when you don't use this cascading style sheets and create a HTML web page, so that way a HTML web page will have a functionality. That means it will be displaying the content basically, the basic style. So you know what will be the difference between a basic mobile phone and a smartphone? You will have the difference, right? So the basic mobile phone, the UI will be very basic. It is not so sophisticated and rich when compared with the smartphone UI. Fine. So the screen will be larger first of all in smartphone, and the resolution will be very high. And compared with the basic phone, you can see the resolution of that screen as well as the richness of the UI, and you'll not be able to touch that screen and operate it. You have to operate it only with the buttons available below the screen, right? So it is the basic mobile phone. If you look at the screen, the data is presented in a very basic style. But coming to a smartphone, the UI and the screen, it will be displayed in a with a very rich content. That means they'll be looking sophisticated and attractive. So that is how you'll notice the difference when you don't use CSS and when you use CSS for a HTML document, right? So this second unit will completely focus on cascading style sheets. So these cascading style sheets, as I mentioned in the definition, they are used for what? Creating styles. And what do you mean by styles? Means styles will allow us to make HTML documents look more attractive. So now that you understood what is cascading style sheet, let me tell you different types of stylings in which you can style using this CSS. So using CSS, you can style a HTML document in three different ways, right? So the first one is inline styling. Second one is internal styling. The third one is external styling. Okay. So if you use this internal styling, the style sheets that are created are called as internal style sheets, right? Style sheets created using inline styling are called inline style sheets. Okay? Similarly, when you create style sheets using internal styling, then they are called as internal style sheets. Instead of inline, they are called as internal style sheets. And similarly, when you use external styling, the style sheets that are created are called as external style sheets. And style sheets. Okay. Now, now that we have classified styling in three different ways: inline styling, internal styling, and external styling. Let me explain you one after the other what is inline styling, what is internal styling, and what is external styling. So let us begin with inline styling. So what do we do in inline styling is we use an attribute called style attribute. HTML tags will have an attribute called style attribute. I'll mention it as the HTML attribute style. Right? So this attribute can be used in any HTML tag. You can use this attribute in any HTML tag. So I hope you know what is an attribute for a HTML tag. Just like for body tag, you have a background BG color attribute. So similarly, this style is also another attribute, and you can use this style attribute with any HTML tag. You know that some attributes in HTML are applicable only for some particular tags. They are not applicable for all the tags. Right? But coming to this style attribute, it can be applied for any HTML tag. Right? Any basic HTML tag can use this style attribute. So for creating inline styling, we'll take the help of this style attribute and create the style. Let me mention here is used for creating inline styling. Okay, so so, let me give an overview of all the three different types of styling, and then we'll see how to create that style also. So basically, inline styling, it will take the help of style attribute in a HTML tag and create this inline styling. And Uh, Next point I would like to say regarding this inline styling is this type of styling can be applied for only one tag. Right? So if you create a style sheet using this type of inline styling, then that style sheet will be applied only for one HTML tag. So in whichever HTML tag this style attribute is used and the styling is created, only to that tag the HTML style will be, the CSS style will be, inline style will be applied. Okay. This is about inline styling, an overview. We are not going into the depth. So first let me give you an overview within 5 minutes. Then we'll go into each and every uh, styling with an example along with the syntax. Okay. Then coming to internal styling, so you have a tag called style tag, which we didn't use till now because this tag is exclusive for CSS. So we have to use this style tag. The HTML tag style is used for creating internal styling. Right? So in case of inline styling, we'll use an attribute, okay, for creating the inline styling. In case of internal styling, we'll use the tag, style tag. So it will have both opening and closing tag. So we'll use this tag. Right? So type of styling can be applied for any number of tags. The HTML document. Okay. So we can apply this only for a single HTML document. We can apply it for multiple tags, but uh, all those multiple tags must be in the same HTML document in which the style tag is created. If you create this style using the style tag in one HTML document, then that style will be applied only for that particular document. Outside that document, if you open any other document, there the style will not be applied. But within that HTML document, for any number of tags, you may have multiple tags in a single HTML document, right? So for all those multiple tags, you can apply this style to create an internal style. So what is the difference you observe between inline styling and internal styling is inline styling within the same HTML document, it can be applied only for one tag. Whereas internal styling in the same HTML document, it can be applied for multiple tags. So that is the difference. So now let us go to external styling. So coming to this external styling, we create a separate file creating external styling. Right? In case of inline styling, we use the internal style attribute. In case of internal styling, we'll use a style tag. But coming to external styling, we create a separate file. We don't write this style using either the style tag or style attribute in this HTML document. Instead, we'll create a separate file and save that file with a .css extension. File has extension .css has an extension .css. So I'm mentioning it in parentheses brackets so that you can understand. Right? Which type of styling can be applied for multiple HTML documents. Okay, so they can be applied for multiple HTML documents. So now that you understood uh, three different types of styling theoretically, but still you have some doubt in your mind how to do that. You feel like you understood, but practically speaking, you don't know how to do that. Why? Because we need to discuss about one more topic called selectors. So, if you understand what is a selector, then you'll get the complete practical knowledge even about these three types of stylings and how they can be done. Okay, so now let us discuss what is a selector. A selector. So, selector, what it does is CSS, as its name indicates, selects one or more HTML tags and apply style those selected tags. It is our responsibility to create the style either using any of these three approaches: inline styling, internal styling, or external styling. But ultimately, who is going to apply that style, and how that style must be uh, looking like? All the features of that style must be created by using a selector. So if you don't create a selector, then both this internal styling and external styling will not work. But inline styling is a bit different. It will work because we use an attribute called style. So let me tell you what is a selector first. So selector will have some syntax. Selectors will have a syntax. So let me give a selector syntax. So you will have a selector name. For every selector, there will be a name, selector name, and followed by the next line, open the brace and close the brace like you do it in C programming and Java programming. And in between this select these braces, we have something called property name, and followed by, say, we'll have multiple properties. So that's the reason I'm mentioning property name one, followed by a colon symbol, then property value. Okay. So in that way, your selector will have many number of properties, n number of properties, and each property will be having a value. Let me tell you what are this property with an example, then you'll understand what is this property. But as per the syntax, so these properties will be n in number. So let me put it: this property value 1, this is property value 2, this property name. In this way, you will have some n number of properties, some n number of properties. So this is how you create a selector. This is the syntax for creating a selector. So every selector will have a name, right? And then followed by an opening brace and closing brace at the end. And in between the braces, we'll have set of property value pairs, right? So coming to this property name and value pairs, what is this property name and property value? For example, you are using a background color for your body tag, right? Even you can use a background color for table tag also, so that table will be displayed with the background color, right? So now that background color can be a property, and what is the value of that property means? It can be red color, blue color, green color, yellow, red, orange, tomato, white. All these things are values. In that way, we'll have many properties that we are going to use for every tag. The property may be the width of the table, height of the table, alignment of the text, whether the text is aligned horizontally or vertically, right? How they are aligned, whether they are aligned at the left or center or right, top or bottom or at the center. So all these things can be properties, names, and their values that you are giving, the left value, right value, center, and the background color is equal to green, red, like this. You are going to give values, right? So they are nothing but called as values. So let me put an example here so that you'll understand. So I'm writing an example. But before that, let me tell you about this selector name. So this selector name can be uh, any HTML tag name. It can be any HTML tag name. Right here where selector name can be either HTML tag name or anything else. Programmer's choice. Okay. So if I give selector name exactly same as that of the HTML tag name, then this style that we created using this selector will be applied for that HTML tag. For example, I'm giving a P as selector name. P is nothing but matching with the tag, paragraph tag, right? So if I create a selector, P selector like this, then this selector will select all the paragraph tags in my HTML program and apply this style for all those paragraph tags, right? So here if I give say background color, so you don't use BG color here. The property name is background hyphen color. I give say orange. Then all the paragraph tags in your web page will be created with a background color orange. So let me show you with an example program. Now here I'm creating a paragraph. This is a paragraph. Okay. Now if I create a tag like styling, like using either inline styling or internal styling. If I'm using internal styling, for example, let us forget this inline styling for a while. I'll come back to this inline styling after discussing internal and external style. Internal style, not external. Just I'll complete first internal styling, basically, then come back to inline styling. Okay. So how to create an internal styling? As I mentioned, the HTML tag style tag is used for creating internal styling, right? So what I have to do is the head section I have to use this style tag. So style tag must be created in the head section. Yes. Okay. Then here I need to create the selector. Say we have created an example for paragraph selector, right? So let me copy this and paste it here between this style opening and closing. So this style I have created. Now let me save this file as css.html, store it in folder. So here I'll create a folder for storing all my CSS programs. So here in this folder I'm creating, saving my file. So let me first now open this CSS folder. So this is the file we created. So let me open this. So now you are able to see the paragraph is displayed, the text in the paragraph is displayed, but the entire paragraph stretching from the left border of your screen to the right border of your screen with background color orange. Okay. So now what is this selector doing? It is selecting all the paragraph tags, no matter how many paragraphs you create. So uh, display this as this is first paragraph. Paste this for another paragraph. Mention this as second paragraph. You are able to notice the gap between the first paragraph and second paragraph. It happens even though you don't use a background color also. It happens. So after the first paragraph is completed, when you start a new paragraph, there will be some space between both the paragraphs. So you do it even in general English when you write in your notebook or something. Look at the text displayed in a textbook also. After one paragraph is completed, they'll give some one or two lines space and then start the new paragraph in the next line, new line, right? So same is the case even here also. The paragraph is displayed in that way only. So from wherever the paragraph begins, only that line will be given the background color. If your paragraph is extending to multiple lines, then all those multiple lines, the background color will be same orange. Right? So here I am writing only a single paragraph, simple paragraph, which has only just 4 words. So that's why you are unable to notice that one. So if you write a long paragraph, then you will notice the difference. So let me use a long paragraph text instead of typing that paragraph completely. Let me take it from somewhere. Say for example, I'm going to take it from our college website only. On we'll have a lengthy paragraph there. So let me copy paste this paragraph so that this will occupy multiple lines. I'll put it in between these two. Like this. Now let me go this jt.ac. Refresh this page. Now you are able to see this paragraph. Second paragraph is occupying 4 lines. So all the 4 lines have the same background color. There is no gap between each and every line because they belong to same paragraph. But between the first paragraph and second paragraph, you are able to notice the background color is in white color. So that white color is because of body's background color. The body tag background color is not mentioned. So by default, it will take white color. That is the background color you are able to notice between the first paragraph and the second paragraph. Right? So in that way, what is the selector doing? It is selecting all the paragraphs in your tag, in your page. At times, if your page has only one paragraph, then it will select only one paragraph. If there are multiple paragraphs, then all those multiple paragraphs will be selected, and all those selected tags will be applied with this background color. So, as I mentioned in the definition, what is the selector definition we mentioned there? A selector in CSS, as its name indicates, selects one or more HTML tags and apply apply what? The style for those selected tags, right? So how to create that selector style means use the syntax selector name. So this selector name can be either a paragraph name or anything else. So what is that anything else? You'll know it later. But as of now, I'm using a HTML tag names. You can create a instead of this paragraph, you can create a style even for a list type or a ordered list. So I'm going to create OL. OL is an ordered list tag, right? So for that also, if you want, you can give a background color. So let me change this background color to something like say Dodger blue. Now, how many OL tags I'm going to create on my page? All those OL tags will be applied with this background color. So I'm going to create say items. So say 6 tags I'm going to create CSV IT like this. Okay. Now let me show you the output. So list items are created, ordered list items with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number. And all the list items together, they're having a background color, blue color, like this. Right. So now what is this? You understood what is a selector, right? What is a selector? And what type of styling is this one? Internal styling. So if you create a style in between the style tags like this, style tag open and close, within the head section must be written inside the head section. After the title tag, you open the style tag and close it, and in between that, you can create these selectors like this. Then this style will be applied by selecting all the selector names. This will apply for all the path tags, and this will apply for all the ordered list tags. Right? You can also create separately for LI tag. For OL tag, you can have different background color, and for LI tag, you can have a different background color. We do that for also. So OL I will right now for LI. So for list items, I will change this to C. For the numbers, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have background object blue color, but the list items I have green color, right? If you want to have a border, a property called border property, we can mention this border property value with multiple values. Say first one is a solid, one is a numerical value mentioning how much thickness of border you want to draw that border, and next one with what color you want to draw this border, that also you can mention. Say for example, draw it with red color. You can mention this like this. Then now look at this ordered list. Complete ordered list tag will have a background color blue color, but within that ordered list you have multiple list items, right? So each of the list item is having a red color border, right? So for all the list items you are having a border with which color? Red color. How much thickness? 5 pixel thickness. And what is the type of border? Is solid border, right? So instead of solid border, you can also have dashed border like this. When you create a dashed border, look at the borders how they'll appear. They'll appear like this border. Let me take out this border for list item tag because it will confuse you a lot. I'll use it for OL tag because OL is the enclosing tag for all the list item tags. So if you use it for OL, the border will be only for the entire ordered list. Now look at the border. So you're having a red color border, but behind that red color you have a blue color background, right? So that's the reason the background color is displayed in Dodger blue. So if I remove this broad Dodger blue here, then by default it will have a white color. White color background, and the ordered list is completely drawn with a dashed border. Instead of this dashed border, you can also have dotted border. So if you want to have a dotted border, get a dotted border. Okay. So you will also have a type called inset. If you observe the inset, uh, the left border and the top border are displayed in somewhat thick combined white wheat color combined with red color that will make a more light or and then right border you notice they appear in red color. This is inset exactly opposite